morning, good morning. Turn on the marquee lights. Good morning tonight. Good morning, good morning. Broadway is feeling bright. Good morning tonight. When the theaters shut their doors, we were so sad and blue. Now we're bringing back Broadway in our Tuesday night review. So good morning. We'll make you feel all right. Good morning tonight for you. Good morning tonight.
What a take. Good morning.
Good morning tonight. Cheers, Michael. How are you? We both have these beautiful mugs.
It took us 8 weeks, but we've got our matching Biden-Harris mugs. Good morning to all.
This makes the show already. We know it's going to be fabulous because we both have these beautiful mugs of our future president and vice president. What a treat.
God, we hope. I have to say, we've been one-upping ourselves pretty consistently every episode, and I wasn't sure how we were going to do it this time, but as Robbie Roselle is pointing out, it's all about the mugs.
Matching mugs here at Good Morning Tonight.
Good morning tonight. Happy Tuesday. Happy 7 o'clock. I am Michael Hull.
And I'm Jackie Cox.
And welcome to the show. It is 7 o'clock, which means that if all were right in this world, now would be the time that theater people would be having their mornings. They would be springing from their beds, warming up the gift, and getting ready to head to their theaters to wow another audience with the magic of live theater.
Yes, and in the words of Ewan McGregor, my gift is my song. And sadly, though, all is not right in the world, and the theaters are not open, and Broadway is dark, leaving a lot of people missing the magic of live theater. So, good morning, and welcome to a morning show just for us nighttime people.
Us nighttime people. And what a show we have tonight. We, of course, are continuing our Oztoberfest. It's our second show of Oztober. For all of October, as part of our shows, we're welcoming some of the iconic women who have played the role of Elphaba in Wicked.
And today's guest is one of our favorites from all time. She's actually the first Elphaba I ever saw live. We are joined by actress, singer, and recording artist Eden Espinosa.
Yes, we are also joined by one of Broadway's favorite power couples. Brandon Uranowitz and ZACHARY PRINCE are here with us.
Plus, we're catching up with Broadway's Jelani Remy, who is working on a super cool Halloween party and is going to tell us all about it.
I was going to say it's spooky, but I think it's not so spooky. It's like...
It's for kids.
It's for children, so it's spooky light.
Yeah.
It's a light time spooky adventure. We're going to hear all about it. Also, shout out, before we go any further, Jackie Cox, your dear friend AOC. It's her birthday today. Happy birthday, AOC.
AOC's birthday. And you know what I think AOC would want on her birthday? And you may not agree, but I think that she would want us to really oust Donald Trump this fall. And if you also agree, then you can help us by donating to Broadway for Biden to support the Biden Victory Fund. Just go to tinyurl.com/BWayBiden to donate and help the four-year nightmare we're living in.
Yeah, think of it like a tip. If we were hosting this incredibly legitimate morning, evening, nighttime show at your local gay bar,
tip.
Instead of throwing a few dollars at us, just throw it there. We think you couldn't possibly find a better cause right about now.
Can you imagine like Katie Couric with like a tip bucket, like it's like, hey, tip me, I'm hosting a morning show.
Just like in her little like her get up and her hair. Yeah, I love it. She can't go far because she's always, now we know now that we're serious news anchors. We know you're wired in. We've got our earpieces.
This thing. Yeah, it's true. But let's get into the show because we are kicking off tonight's episode with not one, but two of our favorite Broadway superstars.
Yes, Brandon Uranowitz is a 3-time Tony Award nominee for his performances in An American in Paris. Why did I say it like that? Falsettos.
Was that your French accent?
I think I went for French and I instead like rolled one rogue R. I'm not sure what happened. I'm going to go back and redo that with no accents. Brandon Uranowitz is a 3-time Tony Award nominee for his performances in An American in Paris, Falsettos, and Burn This. He was also seen on Broadway in The Band's Visit, Baby It's You, and The Prince of Broadway.
ZACHARY PRINCE starred on Broadway in Baby It's You, On a Clear Day You Can See Forever, Honeymoon in Vegas, and of course was seen across the country as the Frankie Valli in Jersey Boys.
Yes, together they are self-proclaimed horror movie enthusiasts and political junkies. They could be our political correspondents this evening.
Oh, very important. So let's welcome to Good Morning Tonight, Brandon Uranowitz and Zachary Prince. Oh, they're here. They're live with us.
We're here. Good morning, everybody in the news this morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good night to morning.
Hi, boys. How are you? Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
It's such a pleasure.
What is in your mugs on this lovely Tuesday evening?
White wine.
It's called Gruner. Although
it's called Gruner.
Michael might call it Gruner.
Gruner, if I wanted to roll a few R's in there.
Gruner.
You know, the longer we're in quarantine,
I love-
the fancier I get.
Look, I love a rolled rogue R every now and then. It just
does
makes
that.
everything fancy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just love a roll, but I'm trying to cut down the carbs, so this is what I got.
Well, welcome to the
Yeah.
show. Where are you boys coming to us from tonight?
Well, we are coming to you from our new little house in New Jersey, where we have moved to.
We moved.
You crossed the border?
We crossed the border. Not
because you
because
used to be in Brooklyn. So
Yes.
first you had to cross one border to Manhattan, and then you had to cross another more treacherous border to New
Much
Jersey.
more treacherous.
to New Jersey, very VV treacherous.
Yep. There are several Trump flags on
Oh,
our
boy.
street.
Yeah.
So-
And around not just this neighborhood, but like other neighboring neighborhoods, we've got some like Trump and Melania front door decals.
Where they're
that
literally
are-
standing in the front door like, I've never seen them.
It's
in such
horrifying.
a-
That's
Yeah.
talking about spooky season. That's literally the scariest thing I have ever heard.
Oh my God, tell Jelani to add it to his show.
Like,
Yeah.
That's the door you have to walk through.
You guys
It's
live in
horrifying.
some kind of like terrible white version of a Jordan Peele movie. Like that's terrible.
That's correct. That's correct.
God.
We didn't really know when we saw the house.
We just love the architecture.
Yeah, we love the Spanish loot.
Well,
Yeah.
we adore both of you. Now, Zachary, I've known since we were very young children. Zach and I went to the same high school. I was a couple years younger, so we did not overlap in high school. But I'm only 22. So, but we did go to the same high school, and Zach is now 25. And I took dance from his mom for many years. And apparently, she wasn't a great teacher because they all said my dancing sucked on RuPaul's Drag Race.
I won't tell her you said that. I'm sure she had some corrections.
She did. And then Brandon, we know and love, and the kids will know and love. Of course, we have a lot of fans of one of your fellow performers, Stephanie J. Block, whom you co-starred with for the entire Broadway run of Falsettos. I've gotten
how could we not?
many requests to actually quit this whole Jackie Cox thing and just be a full-time Stephanie J. Block impersonator.
Yeah, you, Derek Barry, you could all, and Courtney Act or whoever could open up a Vegas show.
Do it. You could really pull that off, I have to say.
I think I could, and if Stephanie could win a Tony for Cher, then maybe I could book
Win a Tony.
one gig as Stephanie.
Yeah,
I mean, you have very similar bone structure.
I want to see it. We love to see it.
Praise be. My bone structure is half painted on and half blown out by the 20 lights that are hanging right in front of me.
Congrats.
Apologies, our dog hears another dog, so she's going to join in.
Yeah,
perhaps.
That's okay. We love it.
Oh yeah, please. And this is a very animal-friendly show. We're going to bring you guys back for just an animal segment. Like they do those
Great.
animal
Great.
segments on the shows where like the animals like almost eat off the host and the host
Like
has to,
Johnny Carson, didn't he used to do
Very
something like
that.
that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Very that.
very that.
Okay, but Mr. Uranowitz, tell us, are there any stories from the set of Falsettos that you would love to share with the children?
Well, should I tell the?
I think you should. I think it. Well,
All right. I mean,
Children.
it's
Yeah, you can tell.
it's the children, but they're not really children. They're mature children.
The children.
There was a moment in Act 2 where it was like that. Feel all right for the rest of your life. Feel all right for the rest of your life.
Where they're in, like,
kids will know.
tracksuits.
The kids will
Yeah.
know. I'm in a tracksuit. She's in her workout gear, And excuse me, I'm in sweatpants. So she would go like this, and I would slap her, and I would slap her butt when she went like that. We would go, feel all right, feel all right. And one evening, I got a little overconfident, and I went, feel all right, and accidentally sort of like cupped her taint.
You pulled a Trump.
Area.
Pulled a Trump.
Yeah, I pulled a Trump.
When they're famous, they let you do it.
They let you do it, you know? Exactly.
And when you're famous, we'll let you know.
Please do, because I'll be dead.
Wait, what was her response? What did she do?
Well, she just sort of like clamped up, and then we sort of couldn't let it go for the rest of the show, and got like the church. Well, we had the church giggles upon entering into the like first hospital scene where you first see Whizzer like dying in the hospital, which is like not. Yeah, it's very uplifting and light and
they were laughing,
jovial, and we were laughing, very BB professional. But we couldn't help it. You know.
That is.
I'm sorry, Stephanie, if you're watching.
Well, yes, of course, she watches every week. You'll see her in the comments, I'm sure. Well, of course, Falsettos, you were seen very recently in Falsettos, but I want to throw it back, not to really put you on the spot here, but I do want to throw it back to one of our favorite stories of the two of you, which is you guys met way back on Baby for You. And tell us.
Have a great night. Good night,
yep,
you guys.
I'm like tired of telling the story.
Maybe if it was called Baby for You, it would have run a little longer. It was the really beloved production of Baby It's You! ! That was about the Shirelles. And actually, I will say, like on paper, the story was quite riveting.
It's a great story.
And Bette Midler actually had her story optioned for many years, which is why it took so long for the Broadway show to happen. But yes, I was his standby. And I remember seeing him at the final callback, and he walked in this like crazy rainbow colored shirt. And I was like, who the is that? And I had all sorts of attitude problems about it because he was like fresh out of school. And then I remember on the first day during the table read.
Yeah, Cradle Robber.
Yeah. During the table read, he was doing some scenes with Beth Level, Broadway's Beth Level.
Never heard of her.
I remember, never heard of her. And I remember thinking like, oh, he's really good. Damn it. And then we became fast friends.
And then we started making out.
That's so hot.
That's not how the story read on Playbill, but now I'm thrilled to get the scoop.
Yeah,
we got it read on Playbill. Was it a little more graphic?
On Playbill? No, actually, we kept it a secret from the whole cast, save one, Beth Level's standby, Allison Simmet, who walked into the room as we had just had like a deep talk and sensed the energy and stood there like... but she kept our secret until we closed, which was 5 minutes later. So.
Yeah. Well, lucky for you, I've actually optioned Michael Hull's new show, Baby for You.
For you.
And I'll be doing it, in my living room.
As Stephanie Block? Is it Baby for You, the story of Stephanie Block?
Baby for You, the story of Stephanie Block. And like the whole first act is just the Pirate Queen. That's it.
Oh, you better get some good insurance then.
Yeah, we got it. We got it.
Swinging from the ceiling.
Yeah.
Well, I got it, and I'll tell you this. I get a lot of scoop. So I have a deep scoop on you, Zachary Prince. Now I heard this story from my neighbor, your co-star in Honeymoon in Vegas, Katie Weber. Katie Weber used to live across the hall from me. The same apartment, yes. That we had the Glinda, all that. Katie Weber also used to live there. Okay, so she told me this story. Originally in Honeymoon in Vegas, you played this like chic who had like this whole like oil baron storyline. And thank God it was cut by the time I saw it. But what can you tell us about the oil baron chic that was cut from Honeymoon in Vegas that for some reason they had you play?
So the whole angle with that show, if anyone saw it, it was actually quite a delight.
Fun. It
was delightful. It was delightful.
And I will say that in the vein, I know some people had some issues with the way women were portrayed in that show, which is actually fully understandable. But the whole conceit was we called each other Muppets, like we were a cast of Muppets. And the goal was more of like a South Park send-up of everything. And in the original version, I was actually cast to play a role, which was Rob McClure's best friend. And we sort of followed them around Vegas. Come to find, like, the role didn't work for some reason. And then the writer of the movie and the Broadway show pulled me aside one day and he was like, it's not your fault. It didn't work in the movie either. We cut them from the movie. And I was like, oh, at least I still have these other roles where I played a Hasidic rabbi and an Arabian sheik. And I had this like weird storyline where I kept bumping into Tony Danza's character throughout this hotel, and we were like fighting over the presidential suite, and he ended up getting it. So it was like a rivalry, and I had this big cape that I would sweep and like piss him off. And that didn't really work either because everyone was like, you can't do that. And also because they were trying to commit to it, every time I came on stage, there was like, you know, some like kind of music. And all of our collective sort of souls were like, we couldn't do it. And so eventually all my stuff was cut. And what was lovely about that was that I was making a Broadway salary and I only had to do a couple scenes.
But you also had cute maroon pants. I remember they fit lovely.
That's what you took away from that show, Jackie?
Well, you know, I focus on the important things. And I still to this day, I think I'm the only drag queen who performs Betsy's Getting Married.
Oh my gosh, that's right.
Where can I watch that?
I think it's a jam. I think
it's a great jam.
It's a jam, but it doesn't have an ending.
Someone won the Jimmy Awards.
It doesn't have an ending. It has a fade out into a ominous.
So I literally added the end of the whole show. So it ends like with "Kiss the Bride" and then that jazzy note. That's the end of my number.
Amazing. Side note, have you ever seen the pirated clip on YouTube of Nancy Opal getting stuck upside down during that exact moment and being swung around the stage?
You must.
My God.
You must.
It's literally one of the greatest things on YouTube.
It's required viewing.
Yeah.
Required
so
viewing.
after this, go ahead and watch that.
Though Michael and I would never encourage you to watch bootlegs of anything.
Nothing.
Never. Absolutely not. But the show is closed, so
like, go look it up. I remember I was meeting up with Bryn O'Malley after that performance, and she got to the bar and was like, "You have no idea what just happened to me." I had to stand there in a wedding dress, staring up at Nancy Opal swinging through the air.
From 1 foot. Yeah, she was just
but still like belting.
She never stopped singing because she's Nancy Opal.
So
she just kept singing the whole thing. And I do remember Bryn turned to the whole audience in her wedding dress and went, like, somebody help. Yeah. The miracle.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh, love live theater.
Praise be. We miss live theater. Speaking of missing live theater, other than The Move, what have you two been up to?
I think we've been raging against through social media.
Yes. Very active social medias. They're scrolling right below. If you would like to follow our handsome and adorable special guests, you can follow them at Bran Uran, at ZACHARY Prince. And you can see all of their thoughts on all of the important political thoughts of the day. I will say you're both very sassy on the social media with your
it's very aggressive. It's a little
aggressive. No, I like it. I like it.
Well, we're a little dumb. We're a little dumb.
No, I just feel like we're reaching critical mass at this point.
Yeah,
and
I think the dam's about to break, and so are we. So we're gonna just keep shouting until we mend it.
Well, you don't want to turn around one day and say, "Gosh, I didn't shout enough." So now's the time. Now is the time.
I would prefer a little more shouting.
Yeah,
for a little more shouting.
I would have preferred a little more shouting during the confirmation hearings today.
Yeah, but we digress.
But anyway, so. Okay.
Well, the election is coming at us very quickly. We are under the 30-day mark. Also coming at us is Halloween right down the pike. And you boys are self-proclaimed horror movie enthusiasts.
Oh my God.
We are
all year.
All year?
Yeah.
Interesting. What have you
Not just on Halloween.
What have you been watching? Just horror all the time. Everything's just terrible. Everything is horrifying.
Blood, gore, shouting.
So you watch a lot of Fox News.
A lot.
That's correct.
Got it.
It's like candy for us. Yeah. No, I will say one of Brandon's best works is like we will turn on the news and watch something horrible happen from this administration at all. And then he will turn to me an hour or two later and be like, oh, babe, I'm so stressed. Can we please watch a horror movie? That's his way of decompressing, is watching something scarier, I think, than that, potentially. Yeah, and if it's not scarier, then we have to stop that and then find something scary.
Mm-hmm.
Is it like the idea of like, oh, at least my life isn't as bad as that?
I think it's like milking your adrenal glands into oblivion until you can just go to sleep.
Oh, yeah, that might be it. I think that might be it.
Yeah.
Well, and also just like escaping reality and seeing that there are horrors in another reality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not here.
And that you have the ability to like turn them off, maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Well,
I'll talk to my therapist about it.
Yeah.
All right, keep us posted.
And get back to you.
Are you watching anything? I'm not the biggest spooky person, but I am currently in the middle of The Haunting of Bly Manor from the people who brought you The Haunting of Hill House. Are you watching anything good right now? Anything that I should put on my list?
We watched a very entertaining Korean horror movie the other night on Netflix called Alive.
Hashtag Alive. The name. Hashtag Alive.
Translation, I think.
I know. Name sounds like trash. But
we fully and thoroughly enjoyed it.
It was great. It was like a zombie movie, but it had like this weird, unconventional love story.
And like it had kind of a wink to it, which I liked.
Are we watching anything else? I mean, we are watching The Vow on HBO.
Yeah, I'm nervous about watching this hashtag Alive. My knowledge of Korean extends as far as BTS and Blackpink, so I'm going to skip that one. But when those K-pop kids may come out with a little spooky Halloween movie, I'll probably watch
check it out.
I'll check it out.
It'll have better choreo.
Better choreo, right? It's so cute. I'm so obsessed with K-pop lately. But darlings, thank you so much for joining us on this spooky October month. I adore both of you so much. Zachary, I'll tell your mom that I'm going to work on my sickle. She always wanted me to work on that in high school.
Turnout.
Yeah, the turnout. She's very big on the turnout.
You've got a great sickle, Jackie.
Well, it is Halloween.
Be proud of your sickle.
I have to say, I've never taught Ellen the word biscuit. That's the East Coast term for sickle. So she needs to learn biscuit.
You got great biscuits, babe.
Great biscuits.
Well, you've seen my shoes, so I get it. Brandon, I can't wait to come to a mall near both of you and, I don't know, pull Trump yard signs out of lawns and do all of those things that, we can't legally do, but we'll do anyway.
Come November, maybe that's
we're gonna do it.
Where I'll riot. I'll come and riot New Jersey. It's gonna be great.
Oh yeah, come. We're gonna need a little protection, maybe. So.
Yeah.
I'm the protection. Is that what you're insinuating here? Because I am not tough.
Numbers. I don't know.
Okay. Safety in numbers. I thought you meant like come as the bodyguard. I was like, girl, I'm no help.
Yeah,
no, that's not what I meant, babe.
Okay, I just very clear.
The numbers.
We're staging a little stone wall on our front yard. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
If we don't have strength in numbers, at least we have strength in these drinks. Cheers, my boys.
Cheers
to you.
Good morning tonight. Thank you, darlings, for joining us. Oh, we're out of.
Thank you for having. Yeah, we're done. We're done. Thank you for having us. We adore you.
What
just
cuties!
The best. If you're just tuning in, you're late. You missed Brandon and Zachary. What a fun time.
Lucky for you, this show will air on YouTube in perpetuity or until for some reason it gets pulled down.
Until one of us takes it down. It'll be great. A reminder that if you're having fun tonight, for this entire month, all the way through November 3rd, we are, in lieu of, if we were out at a bar and you would consider tipping us for this incredibly legitimate show, don't tip us. But if you are having fun tonight and you have a few dollars to spare, please throw them at Broadway for Biden. We've set up a tiny URL there, tinyurl.com/BWayBiden. If you have a few dollars that you can throw their way, we think it's the best cause around. We're getting real close.
We're getting very close. And now, speaking of getting close, it's time for today's special report because we are joined by Broadway favorite Jelani Remy, who's here to talk about an amazing event coming up very close to now. See that segue? Involving the Broadway community, Halloween, and children.
Yes, Broadway Halloween Bash is a non-for-profit initiative that seeks to provide families with a way to celebrate Halloween safely from home. So with today's special report, let's welcome Jelani Remy.
Okay, that was epic.
Good morning.
Good morning tonight, Jelani.
Hi, it is so wonderful to be here with the amazing Jackie Cox and the incredible Michael Hull. How are you guys doing?
We are so good. Welcome back to the Broadway-Talk Live Network. We know
I'm a veteran.
Second appearance here, having previously appeared on the Quarantini, which is a Thursday night show that everyone else can also tune into. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about this amazing Halloween Bash. Give us the scoop. Why is it existing? What is happening? And tell us everything.
Well, I'm here to talk to you about this spooktacular cause. So every year, normally at the Mince Golf, there's this big Halloween sort of haunted mansion that we do, and I was thinking to myself that like a lot of the kids, Broadway kids, don't have that opportunity. So I said, self, what can I do to sort of remedy this? And I got to meet with the amazingly wonderful Daniel Mirandola, and we decided to create a Broadway Halloween bash for kids. There it is. Ta-da! At 5 p.m. It's safe, it's distant, it's going to be virtual. There's going to be performances from your favorite Broadway stars. There's also going to be a costume contest and hosted by yours truly, me. And I won't be wearing leopard print. I'll be wearing something else. But I think that it's going to be something spooky. But I think it's for the children because we love our Broadway kids and we don't want them to miss out on this wonderful, this wonderful Halloween season.
Yeah.
We want them to have one, in fact. And why not show them love with the Broadway community? So that's
totally. And when you say
games.
I was going to say, when you say Broadway kids, who is welcome to attend this event? Is it for...
all are welcome. We do not exclude, but it's generally geared towards kids. So it's going to be very PG, very G, but it's going to have wonderful performances. It's going to have cute costume contests, and also you can win to get your own sort of like homemade kit. We'll send you a PPE kit filled with candy, games, all sanitized and safe, and so that way it's your one-stop shop for a great Halloween.
Oh my God, I love it.
I love
Halloween
that.
Here.
And if people want to go and join and purchase a ticket, where do they go?
Well, my Broadway boos, you can go to our Eventbrite page. If you look on my Instagram, it has that link, but it's an Eventbrite Broadway Halloween Bash, excuse me. So eventbrite.com/Broadway Halloween Bash.
My Broadway boos. How dare you with this spooky Halloween media language?
That's right. But this came to be because, like minds wanted to help out. And so we decided to put our brains together and figure out how we can, get everybody back together, but also for a cause. So to normalize the at-home process as what we're doing. So why not do that and give our Broadway kids and wholesome families something to, enjoy and something to look forward to. So we came together with the Halloween Broadway Bash.
Oh my God, I love that.
Is there a preview of any of the stars or performers or performances that will be part of this Broadway Bash that you can tease the children with? We don't want to give anything away, just a little tease for the children.
Just know that I'll be there.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding.
I'm getting a little in breaking news in my earpiece. I'm hearing that they've sent along a little package, a little teaser for you at home. So I think without further ado, let's cut to the clip.
There's something strange in the neighborhood. Who are you gonna call? Nobody. You're gonna log on and join us for our Halloween. Wait, cut it. Are you looking for something to do Halloween night? I bet you are. And I want you to log on and join us for Broadway's Halloween Bash, presented by the one and only Daniel Mirandola, hosted by me, Jelani Remy. And it's going to be star-studded with your favorite Broadway stars, their performances, a costume contest, candy, and just an overall wholesome good time. So be there or be square. You might think, boo, how do I sign up? Well, pumpkins, it's very simple. You log onto our Eventbrite page, post it in my page or Daniel's page, and log in and sign up. It's that simple.
Jelani
the puns
Remy,
just don't stop. The puns just don't stop.
They never stop. Jelani, we adore you here on this show, of course. You got two big fans in Jackie and I. You guys, Jelani's handle is scrolling across the bottom of the screen. If you don't follow him, give him a follow. In addition to being a programmer of spooky treats for children, is that a thing? He's also a Broadway star in his own right, an incredible talent. He's definitely worth the Instagram follow. Please go check him out. And Jelani, have the best time with your spooky Halloween party.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You guys have a great night.
Thank you for joining us. Good morning tonight.
Good morning tonight.
Cheers. If I just keep saying the name of the show, then I don't know what that does.
It's it works. It's a good.
It's a Jason Derulo does. Like in every other song, you hear Jason Derulo, and then you're like, oh, this must be a Jason Derulo song. Like I wouldn't have known. if he hadn't said that.
I assumed it was just so that we would be drinking more, because with every Good Morning Tonight, it's one more sip of whiskey for me.
Oh, that's smart. That works too. As a reminder, if you're enjoying tonight, hit subscribe. And also, if you want to tip us, don't tip us. Tip Broadway for Biden by going to tinyurl.com/bwaybiden.
Yes. Well, Jackie, I think, a change in the weather. I think it's time. It's a horrible line. I don't know. I think it's time to jump into our next segment. Are you excited? Are you ready? Do you say we go for it?
I'm very excited because tonight we continue our Oztoberfest series with another truly iconic Elphaba. She made her Broadway debut as Maureen in Rent, a performance that was immortalized when she returned to the Nederlander as part of the cast that was filmed live before its closing.
She also captured the entire theater world's attention and had every little theater kid singing about once upon a time when she opened and starred in Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm. She's starred as Elphaba all over the country, including on the first national tour, the LA production, and of course, here on Broadway.
Yes, her powerhouse vocals have made her a favorite of the concert scenes in both New York and LA, and she's got 2 albums available for your enjoyment right now. Go to Spotify and turn them on.
And most recently, she was seen on stages across America in the national tour of the hit musical Falsettos. We are so excited to catch up with her. Let's welcome to the show, Eden Espinosa. Eden, hello. Welcome. Good morning tonight. Oh my goodness. Cheers. What's in your mug, darling? So good, so good. What are we sipping on this Tuesday?
I just finished the very last of a matcha latte. It's a green.
Thank
How
goodness.
very on brand for tonight.
I didn't mean to finish it, but I was enjoying the show so much, and then I was like, "Oh, I'm done." And
well, that's okay. You can really focus on the lively, burning questions that we have for you tonight now.
Yes, this is a very hard-hitting news program. We'll only give you hardballs. We're very
hardballs.
Yeah. Okay. We're very tough.
You and me both.
Oh my God. Eden, take us back. You were in the original production of Wicked. Talk to us like your journey with the show, because you also went and then headlined the LA production and you played it kind of all over. What are your feelings around the show now that it's been a minute, now that you've gone on to do many more fabulous things? But take us back to that green girl who in Act 1 they said can't wear eyelashes.
You're never going to let that eyelash thing go, Jackie Cox.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
Who did you talk to?
Which Elphaba told us about that?
It was Julia Murney told us in Act 1, Elphaba doesn't wear eyelashes.
You're right.
Rude.
She's a young schoolgirl then. I was in the original company. I was the standby for Idina Menzel in the original company of Wicked, and then went on I took over the role for Shoshana Bean in 2005 or 6, and then I opened and closed the LA company. I did in San Francisco, and I mean, what do I think of the show now? I'm consistently humbled by the fan base and how much it means to people, and it's a very cool thing to be a part of. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I would say you're very familiar with the role, having played. I mean, I don't even know. Do you have any guess how many performances you've done?
I don't know how many performances.
Thousands.
I did a contract every year for 7 years. So from 2003 to 2010. I mean, I left and did other things, but I would come and go. Yeah. I spent a lot of time with Elphaba.
And she's such a big iconic role. Did your relationship with the role or your kind of take on the role grow as you spent more time with the show?
Absolutely. I mean, I think like for people, they're like late 20s into early 30s, it's like a transition time. And I feel like every time I came back, I had learned something new or gone through something personally that I could bring to the role. And also every time you have a different cast, it's a different energy, it's a different synergy. And so yeah, I finally left when I felt like I think I've finished my journey. I think I've learned not everything, but it was a long time. So
yeah,
it was time to go.
Certainly been a long time, and you've been very busy since.
Sure.
You have. I want to talk about some of your other shows and whatnot, but I also want to talk about your album, your most recent album, which you just dropped last year, Revelation.
Yes.
Which is so cool.
We've been listening to it like the past couple of days. We've been loving it.
It's been in the back of Jackie and I's, Jackie and I do the show from different spaces, but we prepare most of the show together, and it's been our soundtrack all week as we've been getting excited and ready to have you. So in 2012,
thank you.
Yeah, thank you. In 2012, you dropped an album called Look Around, which was heavily musical theater influences. I also love that album. I'm a super nerd for it. All of your covers, all of your new takes on kind of big musical theater stuff that we love. But this new album sounds very different and very, it's a whole new side of you and your voice. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, it was a long time coming. I've always, had the desire to write music, and it was a thing for me where I was just getting in my own way, from fear and of what people might say, and that it wouldn't be good enough, or and it was a really amazing sequence of events that led to it. I had gone through a lot and was going through a lot personally. Leaving a marriage and finding myself again and my power again and my voice again. And so I had just been writing a lot in my journal. And once I found a producer that I wanted to work with, and the plan was to do an album just like Look Around, which was modern Broadway songs, but rearranged as if you would hear them on the radio. And he was like, he knows nothing about theater, this producer. So he was like, well, do you write? And I said, I've always wanted to. And he's like, well, I've been talking to you for just about 20 minutes and you have a lot to say. So why don't you try writing or try collaborating with people? And that's what I did. And we took my journal and I spilled my guts out and we made songs. And so I'm really proud of it as a project. I'm proud of it as a songwriter and as an independent artist. So thank you for the support and for asking me about it.
That's incredible. And you can buy it right now. Is there a link in your Instagram bio if kids want to stream it or buy it
Yes,
or where?
It's on all streaming platforms. You can get a signed copy from my website. Copy, old school. But yes, it's on all streaming platforms for sure.
That's awesome. You guys, I cannot recommend it highly enough. Go listen to both. Because you're going to get such an incredible wide breadth of inspiration and kind of musical influence and voice from Eden. There are really cool kind of two pillars of music to listen to both. So go type her name into Spotify or Apple, wherever you get your music, and listen to that.
Yes.
Now, Eden, we have to talk about this because I will tell you this. It was actually my doctor. My doctor is gay and he messaged me and he's a big Disney nerd, and he said, we have to talk about Tangled the series and your role as Cassandra in Tangled the series. I have to admit, I have not been watching Tangled the series, but apparently the kids are loving it. How did this come about? It's a new character that was not in the original movie. So talk to us about this role. Talk to us about, you get to sing. It's so cool. And it's also Mandy Moore and Zach Levi are back, I believe, as the voice cast of Rapunzel and Flynn Rider. So how cool is that you get to be a new character in one of most beloved Disney stories? And I did say the animation is beautiful. Like, how cool.
Yeah, I really, it's one of the highlights of my entire career. I've always wanted to do voiceover for Disney, and I'd auditioned for the movie Tangled way back, for Frozen, and this project came across, and they asked to see me, and it was super secret. Like, I didn't know what it was for. It was called Project T. And I recorded my audition, and they asked to see me back, and they wanted me to play off of their leading lady, and they played me at my callback. They played me a clip of her, and immediately I was like, well, that's Mandy Moore. Like, I just recognized her voice. Still not putting two and two together, but then they were like. They found out I was going to be in LA, and they're like, we'd love to meet you and talk to you about the show. And they pitched the entire thing to me right there. My character, the arc of my character, the show was always going to be 3 seasons, and they had the entire original cast attached, and Glenn Slater and Alan Menken attached to write the music for it. And it was just a dream project. Cassandra's just, she's so much a part of who I am, and they just gave us creative freedom to really bring these characters to life. And they really loved Broadway talent. So there's Laura Benanti, James Monroe Iglehart, Jeremy Jordan, Gavin Creel, all sorts of Broadway people in there. And one of the songs that I sang just made Alan Menken an EGOT winner, just won an Emmy. The song did. So yeah, it's an amazing project. And
you did that, girl. That's not just a song, that's you.
Well, I wish the singer won an award as well, but I'm happy to be the vocalist for the song that made him an EGOT. Very happy.
I'm happy to contribute to 6 Emmy wins for this season of RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yes, and you should be. And you should be.
Emmy winners, they
but
are among us.
Don't you think that, like, real talk though, don't you think that, like, the people involved in whatever it is should be, I mean, come on.
Well, Drag Race won an Emmy for casting.
That's true.
It means that, like, that picking Jackie Cox is now an Emmy Award winning move. But, like,
then
you deserve part of that credit.
Exactly, because you did something to get picked.
You know, I've been calling Ryan Murphy to see if he wants to win another Emmy by picking me for his next, whatever period project. Right. But unanswered still. But you know what?
Give it time. Give it time. Just coming off of Ratchet, give it time.
Yeah, exactly. He's
there's
very
a lot
busy.
Going on.
He's very busy. And this is also iconic because now there is a Barbie that looks like you. There's a Cassandra doll. You can buy a doll of Eden Espinosa. That is gold.
Plush dolls, there's Barbies, there's Legos. I mean, it's pretty epic. Pretty epic.
Incredible.
Dreams.
That is so cool. So obviously, we've been in this quarantine for a while. I want to throw it back. One of the very last things that I did before quarantine, before kind of shit hit the fan, was I don't travel to Brooklyn for very many people. I am not one for traveling cross.
Sorry,
borough.
Zach and Brandon. We never came
Zach and
to
Brandon.
visit.
They're in New Jersey now.
Now that you're by a mall, we're gonna come.
But you recently, speaking of all of these incredible things that you have done and new talents and that you've shared, you made a big choice last year and decided to kind of take matters into your own hand. It was a big anniversary of one of the shows that you are most well known for, which is Brooklyn. Do we say Brooklyn or do we say BKLYN with a heart around it?
Brooklyn.
Just Brooklyn, right? It's
Brooklyn.
not spelled Brooklyn, but we say Brooklyn.
No, it's fine.
Okay, great. And
but I
you
like
actually,
the heart around it.
Right? It's just, I don't know. In the script, I wasn't sure how to spell it. It's great.
Sure.
You produced, starred in, and kind of brought the house down in this enormous Brooklyn reunion concert. I was there with my boyfriend and a few other friends. We had the best time. First of all, congratulations
for the
on
text,
that.
Michael. Thank you.
Jackie, I think you were very busy doing something.
You were busy filming something secret.
No, you know where you were, Jackie Cox?
Where was that?
You were doing the launch party, remember?
Oh, yeah, probably that. Yeah.
Eden, I was invited to be one of Jackie's plus ones to the official RuPaul's Drag launch party here in Manhattan, and I chose to come to Brooklyn because we were so sure.
Not choose me.
Well, listen, Jackie, we were like, oh, there'll be so many more parties, right? Jackie's going to be on the show all season, right? And then, of course, the whole world shut down. But I spent one of my very last nights with you and the cast of Brooklyn. Congratulations on making that happen. What was that like for you?
It was crazy.
Yeah, I imagine.
Yeah, it was absolutely crazy. I have, I've always respected people who produce things, but it is very a whole different thing. And so I learned a lot, but I'm so glad that we did it. And it was a very, very special night. And, it was supposed to be a very different evening. We were going to have it in the original theater, and it was going to be all this like backing involved, and people backed out at the last minute. And I was about to quit. And I was like, that's it. We lost the money and there's no way we can do it now. And I was on the phone with Shoshana Bean, and she was like, no, you put way too much work into it. You're not quitting. Get on the phone and find a venue. There has to be a venue somewhere in Manhattan or Brooklyn or anywhere. And that was the only venue available on that night in less than a month notice.
Yeah.
So we did Brooklyn and Brooklyn, and it was like pretty special. So everything happens for a reason.
It ended up being awesome. I had never been. It was a Brooklyn Steel. I had never been there before, but what a cool venue.
Yeah, I've never been
and there was
either.
just something so electric about that particular show, that particular music. All you belting your faces off in this like super cool kind of industrial kind of Brooklyn-y feeling. It was a very cool night. So I think
we were
all
happy
things considered, it kind
the
of
end result.
I also got, I'm getting an update in my earpiece, an earpiece update from our previous guests who wanted to say they asked you after they saw you in Brooklyn whether you had your Tony speech prepared. Here to confront, this is the hard-hitting, this is the talking heads, this is...
Eden.
Here it is.
Do not ask me that.
Eden, babe, I was a freshman. Babe, I was a freshman in college. You literally floored me. I was on my feet, and I remember coming up to you at the stage door being like, hey, I just want to make sure that you have a Tony speech prepared. You're incredible. Thank you. And ran away.
Meanwhile, Brooklyn was like the biggest laugh. Like, no, never would we be considered first.
Eden, your work in that show was extraordinary.
You're so sweet. Should we reenact Feel Alright for the rest of your life?
Feel Alright? Oh my God.
And then you can slap her in the
So
face.
you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Wait,
Should
Brandon,
we-
you were
Alright.
a freshman
Feel
in
Alright.
college when Brooklyn came out? God, I think I was already
I think so.
30.
What year was that? Was it 2005?
2004.
Yeah, I was a freshman.
Maybe I wasn't 30. I don't know how to do math. But my
I was a freshman. And I was like,
I was-
there's no way. You're a shoo-in. You're a shoo-in.
You're so
I remember
sweet.
I was I was a
Politics are
senior
bullshit.
in high school at the time, and I remember everyone downloading Once Upon a Time illegally on like LimeWire or Napster.
which we would never encourage here at
Never.
Which we would never encourage, but I
here
remember
at the
all
Broadway-Talk Live Network. We don't encourage illegal downloading
No.
or piracy or bootlegs of Nancy Opal swinging across like Quasimodo. We don't encourage that.
We don't.
Yes, but every girl in high school had that track, and they were all trying to sing like Eden Espinosa, and none of them, they were like, if I option down, do you think that would work? And we were like, that's not it, boo. That's not the track.
That's not what's required.
I don't know, Michael, because I'm pretty sure the kids have been watching our songs, and I take a lot of interesting options, but that's what happens when you're a baritone lady.
Lady,
I understand.
the illusion.
I
Oh
love
no.
that.
Who knew?
Oh,
Who
my
knew?
goodness.
Thank you all so much for joining us here at Good Morning Tonight.
Had the best
It's
time.
scrolling across our screen are the handles of all of our amazing, amazing guests. Jelani is back in the house. What a
Hey!
fun time we've had. Now, I do like to do. Sometimes I like to do this. I get into like this little, round table, round robin moment. So this week, this is our first show since the formal announcement that Broadway will not be reopening until potentially mid 2021. So knowing that that's happening, knowing that we're all drinking our way through the rest of this year and certainly this election, I'd love to switch things to a positive note. And what's one thing that brings each of you hope as we go into this next year of a scary time? And what's one thing that's bringing all of you hope? Does anyone have their answer prepared?
Yes,
Zachary rose his hand
They
first.
raised their hand.
I have to say, the one thing that consistently brings me hope is the political engagement of young people. Because when I was in high school, and I will admit this freely, I barely knew who the president was. It was not part of the culture of being a young person at all. And I think social media has a lot of negatives, but I think one of the positives is that it has activated young people as young as like 11, 12, and they're having important conversations with their families. And to me, that gives me so much hope for the future, because that's how you preserve democracy and shape it to serve all the citizens. Yes.
That's great.
Awesome. I think you hit on
That was
something really
my
important
answer.
there, which is, good. I agree.
Me too. Me too. Me too.
I just think
me
it's
too.
so
Okay.
the fact that you hit on the fact that like
Concur.
That part.
the fact that like you pointed out that it's a cultural difference, that like it was back then kids did not have to be as politically engaged. The fact of the matter is, like, things have changed. The culture's changing. If you're not politically engaged, but you want to be, there's no shame in not being politically engaged. But, like, now's the time. Come on down.
There's a little shame.
Get involved. We're not shaming anybody on the internet, but get involved. Now is the time.
The thing is we weren't, but we should have been.
Yeah.
I think is the
once
point.
you're of voting age, if you have any qualms about the way your life is going, you need to take it to the ballot box and you need to contact your representatives and affect change. And I think that is the lesson we are all collectively learning right now.
Yeah.
Amen.
Agreed.
Mm.
Mine is resilience and expansion. I just really, because this time for our community is incredibly difficult, but I constantly look to when what everything that we've been through and when it's back, and the renaissance that's going to happen and the art that's going to come forth is going to be so beautiful and meaningful and impactful that I really look forward to seeing what comes out of that for us as well.
Yeah.
Jelani, what are you looking forward to? What's bringing you hope?
You talked about what's bringing me hope, and it's this word family, and it's not only my immediate family that have come through and I've gotten to know all over again during this time, but also like my theater family and the people that keep checking in, and the way that we are evolving in our performances and grasping the now, but also making space for the future. That's giving me hope to know that we are coming back bigger and better than ever, and that there is always a shoulder to be there, and there's always somebody there that has your back.
That's so beautiful. And I'm looking forward to, in just a couple weeks, gingerbread lattes will be back at Starbucks. So winning all around.
That's true. And the red cups, right?
And the non-denominational red cups, which it's red's a great color in many cultures. So cheers to that. And thank you guys so much for joining us on Good Morning tonight. We're doing, and Starbucks. It's brought to you by Starbucks. Watch, all the targeted ads are just Starbucks for the rest of the run of this Broadway-Talk Live Network. We adore all of you. Thank you for joining us. We're doing a special closing number, and this goes out to all of you, but especially the Wicked fans in the audience, and because Zach and Brandon are two of our most politically engaged guests we've had, and all of our guests have been very politically engaged. But I will say, Zach and Brandon are posting every 5 minutes about everything. So we did a lot of. I won't say clever wordsmithing, and I don't think we'll earn any additional awards for Stephen Schwartz, but we do have a special closing number for all of them. But thank you guys so much for joining us. We adore all of you. Good morning tonight. Cheers.
Thanks, guys. Cheers.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much.
As a reminder, if you're having fun tonight, or if you had fun tonight, please do feel free to make a donation to the Biden Victory Fund, Broadway for Biden. We think it's a great cause, and if you have a few dollars that you want to throw their way, that would be great. As Jackie said, we have an incredible closing number. We really tried to hit a cross-section of our networks here. And again, hit subscribe if you enjoyed tonight's show. There are 2 other shows that happen on this channel every week. This Thursday, I'm back with my buddy Dylan Bustamante. It's a Broadway happy hour called the 5:30 Quarantini, and our guest is Nick Rouleau from The Book of Mormon and Hello, Dolly.
And my favorite, Daddy's Boy from 30 Rock. So good.
So good. And then on Monday, it's MT Trivia with Christopher and Kevin Metzger-Timpson. That's at 9 p.m. 3 rounds of trivia, 2 Broadway guests, only 1 winner. Who will it be?
Ooh.
Yeah.
I adore you, Michael. Michael, I'll see you Tuesday, probably many times before that. And I hope these parting words give the kids a little bit of education.
Yeah. We love you all. Thanks for tuning in.
When there is a big election, I happen to get stressed. And let's face it, when there's any election, I happen to get stressed. My tender nerves tend to fray and bleed.
And when someone declines frequently to transfer power peacefully, we know, he says he won't concede.
And even in this case, though it's the toughest case we've yet to face. Don't worry, we're determined to succeed, but we just need to guarantee
we'll win the popular
vote.
But not just the popular
Vote, get it?
We've gotta win it big. He can't say it's rigged and then blame some voter fraud.
Oh, but if the election's close, we may get morose, 'cause it won't matter that we're winning the popular. We at least need the popular. We know that we must acknowledge the Electoral College, get the votes in those swing states. But it's tough, as the last election demonstrates.
We need Nevada, New Hampshire, Wisconsin, then Colorado, Iowa, and Michigan. There's Pennsylvania, Ohio, and then Virginia, Arizona, plus there's Minnesota.
Florida's never popular.
Hanging chads.
We know about popular. To win electorally, then we have to see that fraud does not occur. And I quote, without illegal voting, he said he won the popular vote. La, 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 la. We need more than the popular vote.
When I think of 2016 and the things we could have foreseen, I remember all of the unhinged things he said.
Drain the swamp and build a wall, or grab 'em by the...
After all that, he gets the Oval Office. Don't make me laugh. Don't. He's not popular, please. Donald's not popular. It's about aptitude and the way he's viewed. He's so rude and so icky. He never won the popular like she. It's a Hillary joke.
You know, Michael, it's pretty ridiculous that here in the United States, we use a system that bypasses the popular vote in favor of an electoral college created originally to benefit Southern slave owners. Ugh.
So though the system's broke, you just have to vote. Do it for RBG.
Who wants Amy Coney Barrett? She has no popularity. La, 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 la. We'll win the popular. We hope also electoral.